All right. Today's teaching topic on Monday, September 19th is risk control for shares. We've covered some risk control, reward to risk ratio and stuff like that. But let's dig into this just a little bit deeper. Okay. So we'll use an actual example of a real trade and look for a good trigger. It looks like Apple has triggered short. So let's bring that chart up. Take a look at Apple short. All right. Anthony, good to have you back. Welcome. All right, Apple. All right, so Apple has triggered short, and you can see it is in a downtrend. So let's just assume that we're going to enter at the current price. We're going to put a stop up here at this prior high, and we're going to have a target down here at the prior low. Call it here, this prior low. So we can just visually see, Eva did a nice job on Thursday teaching on reward to risk, but we can see this distance, the risk, entry to stop, is smaller than the reward, entry to target. It's a short trade. So let's use our calculator. Let's just go ahead and calculate the number of shares that we would take in this trade. All right, and the reward to risk, and then offer some suggestions on that. Okay, so short trade, enter at the current price 150.60. The stop in this case is 164.45. And the target is covered up 134.11. Oh, and in this case, we got a 1.19 to 1 reward to risk ratio. So wasn't quite big enough. Now, we don't do this in real trading, but I want to just continue the example. So we'll move the stop to this prior low. You figure out where the real target, not stop, where the real target should be. You don't just push it around and make the numbers work like I'm doing here, but this is an example, just for the calculator. 129.02. All right, now it works, 1.56 to 1. And if we are using a $50,000 account at 2%, it says, going through the constraint, 49 shares would be the trade size. Okay. Now, you could, go full 2%. You could go, okay, that makes sense to me, right? All my criteria for this trade is met. It looks like a high probability move. But you also could say, hey, we're in a bit of a turning point in the market, we got the Fed announcement coming out. We got all this stuff going on. I like the setup, but maybe I'm just not as confident. I'd like to be a little more cautious. You can do that. You can just set the risk level lower, go to 1%. And it's going to lower your position size. It's going to lower the capital in the account or in the trade. You could even go lower yet, right? I want the trade. Oops. I want the trade. Come on. But I just wanted to be super cautious. So I'm going to take a 0.5%, right? And you can always add back in, right? If it starts going the way you want, you could go add another 0.5%, right? That's not scaling, and that's taking it to the full risk size. There is another technique where you can take the full 2% and then add to it later. We got that covered in another training topic coming up later. But let's just say I want to be caught exceeding the maximum risk amount. So let's use this 0.5%, and that's 18 shares, okay, on this position for a $50,000 account. So let's cover what's the, just kind of some best practices to go ahead and place that order. I'm going to switch to the SIM account. And actually place the order in SIM, demonstrate it. All right, here it comes. Thank you, TradeStation. Now I'm going to demonstrate this in TradeStation. The actual layout in your trading platform, if you're not using TradeStation, could be different. will be different, but the terminology and the method here is going to be the same. And why isn't it getting rid of this dialog box for me here? Come on, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and place the order. And here I go. Been a little while since I have placed an order in TradeStation. I do it mostly in Schwab, TD Ameritrade. Okay, here we are, Apple, and we said we wanted to go with 18 shares short. So we changed this to 18. And what we want to do is we want to use a limit order to get in. You can see all the choices: limit, market, stop, limit, stop, market. We want to get in with a limit order, right? No, what a limit order says is, this is the most I'm willing to pay. And we can go over here and look at the bid is 150.94, right? And the ask is 150.92, and these are changing 150.88, 150.80. So these are really, really close. The bid is what buyers are currently offering, and the ask is what the sellers are currently asking. So what I like to do, and this one's moving quite fast and they're really, really close together, right? Sometimes there's a little bit bigger spread. I like to start at the bid, and the bid is what the price that is currently being offered by the buyers, but not getting filled. So I'll go one tick, 1 penny above that, right? So this is kind of moving up quickly, right? So let's go a bid of 150.70. Make sure we get it. 170. Oops, a little typo. Okay. And price is moving so fast. I don't know if I'm getting filled. It's not getting filled because price there. I just got filled. So now I'm short 18 shares of Apple. Okay. So we're in the position, and hopefully it goes our way. We get a big win. And like I said, you could actually add to that position later if you chose. If it's going your way, you could add shares, add to the position up to the full risk size. So now that you're in the trade, what do you do? Well, if you're going to be traveling and away from your computer and you just wanted to execute, right, you can just go place on shares a stop order, right? And you would just say, copy to the order bar. We got this position, and this would be a stop market, good till canceled, right, at the stop price. You can do that, and you're going to get filled. If it goes down to the stop and hits it, then it becomes a market order, and you said, I'll take anything for it. Now, because this is a high volume stock and tight bid-ask spread, you'll probably get a pretty good fill. So that would just automatically execute if it hits the stop price. Okay. So if you're close to your computer and you're able to monitor it, right, what I like to do is just put in an alert. And so we got our stop set at 164.45. So lots of different ways to do this in various trading platforms, but in TradeStation, we do it here on radar screen. All right, so we got Apple, and what we can do is put in an alert. It's just what it sounds like, right? So a high alert, 164.55. If Apple hits 164.55, then I would like to be alerted. And I've got this configured, so it's going to beep here on the screen. I'm going to get a pop-up window, and I'm going to get a text message on my phone, and it's going to say, hey, Apple, just hit that. And if I get that alert, then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to close the trade using a limit order, right, at the ask, and then try to get filled. And if I don't, then I'll lower it by 1 cent, and then lower it by 1 cent until I get the best possible fill for the position. So we can just go ahead and do that. Where's my where was my trade monitor? Here it is. I can do it here. Okay, I'm in this position. Let's say if I want to close it now, close this position, customize it, the order bar, right? And the current ask is 150.98. It's moving quick. I just want to get out of the limit, and I want to buy to cover, which will close a short position limit of and in the case of buying to cover, you want to pay as little as possible. 150. I'm going to put 95 just because it's moving and I want to demonstrate the thing. And that isn't going to work when I go 85 there. Okay, buy to cover. And that should fill. I think I went the wrong way. Sometimes you have to get your head on straight, right? I should have made it higher. A market order, you're going to get a pretty good fill on that. On other things that are more thinly traded, you may not get a good fill, so you do want to use limit orders. Okay. So that is today's teaching topic. We used an example on Apple, how to take the information from the chart, right? Use the stop, the entry, the target, use the calculator to figure out how many shares, how to take a more conservative approach, a smaller position, and then how to actually execute the orders. And so we're done for today's teaching topic, and it will be posted in the forum like the rest of them are. So I'm going to stop this recording, and we're going to get ready for the normal market and trade session.